What's up, guys? Migs here with Market Open. Took two trades this morning, basically flat on the day, up $6. So just enough to cover commissions. Not a big deal. There wasn't really a lot that I liked on the watch list that I put out this morning. On the long side, I had CMG, which is Chipotle. It's a relatively expensive stock, but it can move a lot. As you can see, it's moved all the way from 388. Right now it's at 415. So even with 25 shares or 10 shares, you can still make a decent amount of money. Then I also had LUV, AAL, and then I believe SPB. Yeah, SPB was actually my main candidate this morning for a short. I have it written down over here. I didn't update it, but I had it. I was actually looking at it this morning, and on the 1 minute, the volume was kind of light and it was skipping around, and that's not something you necessarily want to trade because it can go the opposite way very quickly. Also, not to mention, you'll get a terrible fill. So let's go ahead and do the recap real quick. So first trade I took this morning was on, let's see here, I thought it was LUV. All right. So first trade I took short was eBay. Let me go ahead and connect these two. Boom, boom. So eBay is actually, let's see here. It was something that I kind of kept on the back burner because it had a 200-day moving, I think it's a 200-day moving average. Let me see, I'll look it up on this. Because when I marked out the levels, it was opening up basically somewhere where I didn't want. So eBay was gapping down this morning, and the 200-day moving average here is at 38.50, 38.56. So it was kind of gapping down to that level, and I knew that. That's why it was kind of on the back burner. I knew that I was gapping down, but it's just the technicals on it weren't very good. So I basically just covered all of it very quickly. So here at eBay, somebody called it out in the room. The very first candle was kind of sketchy. It was very up and down, didn't really quite want to make up its mind. Usually we look for something to pull up. So now as it came down, it pulled back up, and then right here was my short. So I got filled right at 934. So right here in this candle, if you notice, this is a lower high. That's a lower high. This is the high. This is a little bit lower, meaning it's not going to come back. And I went ahead and shorted it here. To me, if it comes back under VWAP, then it's failing, and then you can go ahead and put your stop over the highs. So here at 39.05 was my stop. And let's see here. As you see here, it actually ended up coming back up close, very close to kicking me out. Actually, no, I think my stop was initially here at 39.08. So there, it was at high a day. So it actually ended up coming back to around 39, started going sideways. Now, here's the thing. Right here at 38.85, these three candles saying that there's buyers sitting right at 38.85 where it hits and it comes right back, right? I was going to add another 400 shares, but I accidentally had my order set to stop instead of market, because as soon as it hit 38.84, I was going to go ahead and trigger another 400 shares since I was already 400 or 600 shares short, give me a total of 1,000, and then just lowering my stop here to 39. So unfortunately, I did not get triggered, and so if you see here the next couple of candles, it just boom, just straight tanked. And my cover was going to be somewhere around the 38.50 mark where the 200-day moving average was. So if you notice here, it came straight down to 38.50, and right after that, it started coming right back up to VWAP. So I went ahead and covered basically all of it. Let's see here. So eBay, there, and there. If it was going to keep tanking, I was going to let it go. But if it was going to come back over 38.50, I went ahead and covered. So I covered 500 right away at 38.44 on the flush down here. And then the rest, anything over 50, I was getting rid of it. Because I knew that 200-day moving average was right there. So I didn't really expect it to go much lower. So I went ahead and covered everything. I ended up making 231 on that. And then my next trade which was, these were very close together, so 934, 937. So this LUV at the very beginning was very spready, very spready. So as you can see on here, it opened up at 52.19, it came down to 51.79. Now usually whenever the next candle opens up, it'll close here and then it'll open up somewhere near it, but it was so spready that it actually ended up coming all the way back up here in the very next candle, so 52.16, so it just jumped. And to me, that's just way too dangerous, and I went ahead and just kind of let it go. Now, it was on the watch list, and I kind of left it on there, and I saw it kind of consolidating here around VWAP. So that's one of my trades. It goes down, pulls back up to around VWAP. You should go ahead and short it, and next candle make a new low. Now, if you guys will notice, I got filled here at 51.15. So let's see here, right at 937. So right here in this candle. Now my entry was going to be, initially was going to be 51.26, so that's my trigger, so 51.25. And my stop was going to be right here at 51.60. Now I actually ended up missing this, and I was waiting for it to come back down on this, so I went ahead and got filled here on this candle with my stop up here. If you noticed, it actually came back down to 51, and it just ramped right back up, and it kicked me out. Ended up losing 225 on that. And yeah, it's still going higher. So one of the other trades I was thinking about taking on LUV was this lower high here. So right there, so high, lower high, triggers right here at 52.31. Yeah, so 52.32 is your trigger, so you get in at 52.31, you cover down here at 52. But the market's heading higher, so I went ahead and scratched that. I said, no, thank you. Do I really need to be taking that trade? No. I had to practice extreme discipline because it was above. At that point, I would have been under the 9, but it's still above VWAP. The market's trending higher, so that's kind of two strikes. I usually want everything to go in my direction. I want the market to be red. I want the stock to be gapping down, and I want it to be under the 9 of VWAP. That kind of gives me the best parameters for the trade to be able to work out. So I didn't really have all those parameters, so I told myself, okay, I better not take this trade. So it ended up would have working out, but that would have kind of reinforced bad habits, and that's not something that you want to do. Let's see here. But as you can tell, I actually ended up bouncing off of 52 and going a little higher. Now, the only long I was really interested in was Chipotle. Chipotle has been a monster. It's can't stop, won't stop right now. And it's moved up, and it hasn't really given me a single pullback for me to be able to get into it. The only opportunity I would have had would have been perhaps the 310 area. Let's see here. So right here in the 310 area with my stop down here at 406. But the thing is that the 9 wasn't very close. So usually I like the 9 kind of curling up under it and for it to provide support, and then it just curling back up. So this I would have had to buy at the very highs, which I'm okay with because it's been consolidating for 30 minutes or so. And right here, as you can see, there's actually a lot of people that saw it. Coming in with the volume, there was almost 200,000 shares being bought right as it broke 410. And target would have been around 415, I believe. But what really makes Chipotle my main candidate for a long is really the technicals that were behind it. So let me show you guys what that looks like. So Chipotle, obviously a company a lot of us love. Actually, I don't even really like Chipotle. A lot of you guys maybe love. What was I doing? 5,200, and I need, let's pull the 1 year. So Chipotle used to be almost at $400 or $500. It's been all the way up here. Now it's gapping up above all sort of resistance. The 50 and the 200 are down here, and this is basically just a floating candle where you don't really have that much resistance. Perhaps here at 425 it's a little pivot, and then 450 natural resistance is just kind of a big whole number, and then just kind of up here it's just there's a massive window for you to be able to play into. And I knew that this was going to be my main candidate for long. It's just it never really gave me a good pattern for me to be able to get into. The consolidation I didn't think was long enough for me to be able to get into, and this really made me a little uncomfortable that it's so far away from the 9. But there was a lot of FOMO apparently on here because there's a lot of shares being traded here. A lot of people saw this. It's just I wasn't really quite comfortable taking it. So again, I had to exercise some discipline again. So I'm gonna go ahead and be done for the day. Took a big loss and a big win. So they're about average. It's really not too bad. There's really nothing else on the radar that I really want to trade. The market's looks like it's trending higher. And all the stocks that I currently have on the long side are not very clean. They're either near a moving average, they're near a lot of resistance, and it's not really worth it to me. I'll just wait till tomorrow and find a better candidate.
Hey guys, thanks for watching my video. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, if you have not joined us yet on their Facebook group, make sure to do that. The link will be down in the description below, where I post my watch list for you guys every single day. Lastly, if you guys are curious on how I learn how to trade, I provided you guys with the discount code in the description. It comes with one-on-one mentoring, classes, and buying power. So make sure to take advantage of that. I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.